All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have quite a bit dropping, actually. There is a lot to talk about. They're kind of, I like the way Dokkan is working with some of the content here. Now, a major issue Dokkan always has, although I guess maybe something could have came out yesterday or something. Anyway, Dokkan oftentimes has a problem where they'll kind of just go a long time with doing nothing, and then a day drops, and they just drop an avalanche of content on us, right? Which is kind of what they did with, the start of the Android 16 celebration. We do still have an event from the last day to download, by the way, that hasn't even dropped yet. So it is interesting. If we jump over here, this is the Dragon Ball story. This is the, basically the first part of the Cell saga, right? This is like first form Cell and the second form Cell portion of the Cell saga. This Dragon Ball story right here, and this is where we get this support memory, and then we've got the Vegeta and Trunks, right? This is the 2019 worldwide download celebration, free-to-play character and shit like that, right? But the other thing it did add is these new missions and the support memory, and these go live later tonight. This is the 2nd at midnight, so, I mean, I guess this is like, 19 hours away, and this is going to come out just a little bit before the androids actually drop, right? A bunch of EZA androids we're going to get who seem like they're pretty impactful and seem like they're really going to help the Android team. Android 16's Android team, now it's looking a little bit better with these 2 EZA characters, which are also going to drop for him, right? That support memory, by the way, seems decent enough. Android Cell Saga allies get 1 key, 10% attack and defense for 2 turns. Again, I feel like that's a fine, capable little support memory. Something I could buff that entire category. Remember, we do have ones that are slightly stronger in here, but these ones are only for Android Cell Saga Super Class and Extreme Class allies. By the way, I did just want to point this out. I've seen people be, like, disappointed that, oh no, this was used as, like, a support memory or something like that. But, I mean, look, like, kind of like this ended up sort of being used for 16's intro as well. We've got, like, a support memory, and we've also got, like, a little bit of an intro that they've gotten from this moment. So, remember, they could always at any time redo support memories for whatever. So, that's something that is good right there. So, alright, so we have that. We have a new support memory boost stage. Oh, what is this gonna buff? Well, maybe Android 16 activate. It's gotta buff Android 16 activated. It's gotta be. That has to be the one that it's actually gonna buff. Certainly it would be some type of Android / Cell Saga one. Remember, this Wavering Thoughts, by the way, the Android. This is... Wait, this is a support memory we do have done, right? I actually gotta double... Some of these support memories, they leave us in limbo for so long. The Wavering Thoughts, no, I've only got this at level 2 right now, so we're not quite all the way there yet for Wavering Thoughts to get up to level 3. Right now, on my own account, I mean, I guess I might as well just plug it in and show it, but mine is Earthling and Android allies, 15% attack and defense. Is what I've actually got. So, because it's like, they make these part of like the Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stages. But, it's like, it takes them like a year to get through the 10 stages. So, there we go. We're kind of working our way towards that. But don't forget that support memory, obviously, would be very helpful when it comes to rocking that Android 16, right? Android 16 team. I don't use items, I don't use support memories, any of this stuff, but I do try and urge players to not hold themselves to my standard, my rules, right? One of the thing is I'm trying to get like a good estimation of how good these characters are, so I could advise people, oh, they're this good, or have it ready to go for a tier list or something like that. So I try and do it without external buffs of support memories and items, but you guys don't need to hold yourself to my rules, right? Alright, so there's that. It'll probably be that Android 16 buff one, because Transcend the Super Saiyan is already buffed, so it's not going to be that. Certainly it'd be Android Cell Saga. It's got to be Android 16 activated. It has to be, right? Now, we're going to get new missions here. for the Red Ribbon Army Red Zone and for the Pure Saiyan Red Zone. Now, the Red Ribbon Army Red Zone, I would assume it's got to be for probably the Cell fight. Probably. The Pure Saiyan Red Zone, though, I mean, that's good, but I don't know what one it might be. Let's pull both of these red zones up. So the Pure Saiyan Red Zone, which again is still rather new, and some of the fights are decent-ish. It's not like a complete throwaway. And the Red Ribbon Army Red Zone, which was one of my favorites back in the day. I would imagine it would be against Cell, is what this mission would be against. This, remember, was my go-to showcase stage, actually, for quite a while, right? Like, I felt like it was a good area to kind of, like, show characters off. Yeah, and remember, like, this fight came out, like, at the start of January and December, and I was using this all the way into July of 2023, right? I remember it well. I would say, yeah, probably this fight, but I don't know, like, what would the mission be? There's no way to make this tough, is it? I don't know. I don't think so. This is not a difficult fight. I mean, look at these damage numbers. At the very end, what, dude, it's so crazy. This was like a major fight I was showing, and this guy supers for 1 million. He supers for 1 million, dude. Like, 1 year later, Blue Gogeta was supering for 4 million. Still crazy to me that people said, oh, the 9th anniversary had no power creep whatsoever when the bosses were fucking hitting 3 times as hard, dude. Like, yeah, it is. It might be a little bit of something. Although, well, I mean, Cell to Gogeta is like 4 times as hard, but blah, 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 blah. So that doesn't look too crazy. What is this one going to be? I don't even know. What fight is this going to be for? I guess it might just be for Broly, since he's the hardest fight. But that does seem kind of odd that they're doing a Pure Saiyan stage here. Well, actually, Nappa and Vegeta or Majin Vegeta. I don't know. Maybe it could be like a Majin Vegeta stage. I guess it could be, because if they do a Majin Vegeta stage, or something like that, I do think that the Part 2 Carnival could very well be tied to like Vegeta family or something like that. So maybe that'll be it. I mean, I guess we will see though, so no reason to stress over it that much. So we got those two coming. And then that's it for that. We talked about the Dragon Ball story, and then don't forget we have the very, very, very powerful EZA androids coming up as well. Now, I will tell you guys just very flatly here, I think that the EZA TEQ androids are a character that's like at damn near GDC level. The thing is, I just don't think that this character is going to be able to easily take damage. I just don't really see. I think, especially on this Android team, enveloped in Android 16's support, we're going to be looking pretty good. And then, even on top of that, we're going to get to the ends of these fights, and it's like, they will be able to pop their Ghosts. So, like, we're fighting Goku Black and Zamasu, right? And then, you know, we take down Goku Black, or, well, we would take down probably Zamasu first with the Android team, right? We take Zamasu down, and then we could Ghost Usher Goku Black, right? Or, you know, then we have access to Android 16's God Turn. Like, I just really think that it is going to be a really, really big deal adding this android, the EZA TEQ androids, to 16's Android team. I think that this is a character that is going to have GDC LR level impact. I think this character is very good. I've seen some people kind of be like, oh, I'm not really too sure, but I think that what this character is going to add to the team is going to be really, really massive. And then we also do have the 19 and 20. I think that this should be a pretty helpful character as well. I think, like, running a full, sleek version of all these androids, I think this team is going to feel a lot better after these EZAs are going to drop. And don't forget, if we jump over here too quickly, so the only other, like, kind of, like, straggler, like, thing that's hanging on here that we haven't seen yet is AGL Trunks' EZA, right, which is next week, which might, well, and I guess also the World Tournament. That AGL Trunks EZA may come even with more potential sub-EZAs, right? I think we maybe could see, you know, who was the banning unit for him? It was the Heart Virus Goku. I think we potentially, if 16 and 18 might EZA, then we could potentially see the AGL Vegeta EZA as well, the Cell Games Vegeta. I think that's another character that could potentially EZA. Where is he? Still not here? This guy right here. We could potentially see this guy also EZA. So the celebration seems pretty strong. We got that world tournament, and then all the rest of the stuff is out. Yep, this is out. Oh, no. The Super Battle Road stage is next week. We got these missions, and then a bunch of these reopened events, all right, which are already up. Okay, so, yeah, guys, there we go. Not bad. I think so far this 16 celebration, again, 16 himself isn't really, the most hype. Well, I mean, I'll just flatly say it. He has the lowest amount of interest I've ever seen in a premium Dokkan character. LR, like summonable LR or summonable Dokkan Fest TUR. I've never seen a character lower than 16. So we've had 3 contenders for that this year. Tao, Baby Gohan and Goten, and Android 16. All 3 are very down there with characters in the past like Android 13. Funny enough, 17 and 18 are one of these characters from way back in the day. And also like the Saiyan Saga Carnival Kid Gohan. Also, and that one was really bad though, the Kid Gohan, because that was an anniversary character. And people gave no fucks about that Kid Gohan whatsoever. It was crazy, dude. But anyway, so far so good for this Android 16 celebration. I think they are coming with the goods here. Let me know what you guys think. But this is a monumental amount of content coming.